Well, I guess it's time to beat a dead horse. What do you say? This is something that, I get it, it's a dead horse, time to let it go, but it's just something I felt I had to share. So I try to be objective. I'm a scientist by training. I'm not just going to start ranting and get nuts. So I was really intrigued to know what is the motivation behind why everybody's having a hard time at the Apple Support Forum recommending that people try to recover data by sending their phones to people that do board repair. What's the big deal? So I looked over there and I noticed that the general comments seem to be a fear that if you do get your phone, have some board repair done on it, that's going to somehow void your ability to pay Apple a discounted price to get one of their refurb phones under the out of warranty swap. So if you mess with your phone, that they're going to decline it from the out of warranty swap option, and that you would have to then pay full price to get a new iPhone. Now, I don't think that's true. They will honor any phone you put on the counter that they don't consider catastrophic damage. They generally honor. And when I went and talked to our own Apple store and asked them in person, because I care about this stuff, I don't want to be voiding people's warranties or voiding their out of warranty option. They said, "Oh no, you can put it through a lawnmower. We'll still take it as long as we can scan the code on the board and know that it's a match." So I get it. They're trying to protect themselves against fraud, but I don't think that even Apple would want you to not be able to get your memories back. They would decline you to get a new iPhone. I don't believe that. So I wanted to know. So how do we get the answer to that? Hey, Apple, tell us, what is your actual policy on this? What do you consider catastrophic damage that's going to make it so that I can't turn in my dead iPhone with a couple of capacitors knocked off? Is that going to make me not eligible to be able to throw some piles of money on top and get another phone from you guys? So I wanted to ask that question. And how do you do that? Where is support for Apple? Well, support for Apple is this community. So all roads for Apple support lead to the Apple support community forum. And that's why this is a big deal. So I made another user account. I'm banned, of course. So I made another user account. And on that new account, I asked this question that I wanted to share with you guys, because you won't believe what the response was. So here's the question. I said, I understand this is a user-to-user forum, but I know that it is Apple owned, Apple moderated, and it appears to be Apple support at the bottom of every online support article. So my question is, how do I get an answer from Apple regarding Apple policy? Because where do I ask you? Who do I ask for directions, right? I just want to know who's the right person to ask. That's the question. Where do I get the information that I need? So I made it have some context, and I said specifically, I'd like to know, under what circumstances will Apple accept a device that has third-party repair, including logic board repair, just to be clear, as an out-of-warranty swap? Obviously, nobody's going to do anything, try to do in-warranty and get stuff by. That's not cool. I would not open an in-warranty device. In-warranty devices should go to Apple. They're in warranty. I'm not trying to void any warranties. But once you crack it or drop it, it doesn't have a warranty. It's out of warranty. If I then do stuff to it, do I further void out-of-warranty swap options? So that's what I wanted to know. I.e., can I still buy a discounted phone if I turn my phone in after some kind of third-party water damage recovery? That's where I'm getting at, and my question was just, how do I get a clear answer? So that's exactly what I want to know, and I still want to know, who do I ask? Because I've been down to the Apple store. Do they speak for Apple? I don't know. What my guy at the Apple store, they're all individually owned. Can I put what he says up on my website and say that's the policy? I don't know. I want to know, what is the policy? And you guys are so detailed. Surely you have an answer here. So just point me to, where do I send an email? Do I email Tim Cook? Or is it Tim Apple? I don't really know. So I wanted to know the answer to that. And they did answer. They answered me, and you can see here is the answer. The answer is, this is my fake made up name. They actually gave me that name. The answer is, we removed your post. We took it down. We deleted it. We shit-canned your post, Jessa, because your question, how do I get an answer from Apple? I mean, just drives me crazy. My post, how do I get an answer from Apple on Apple policy that I'm asking on Apple support forum? Because that contains rants. What? This is a rant. Right now, this is a rant. This is me ranting. This is a rant. That's a question. This is a rant. Maybe that's not clear. They deleted my question of how do I ask for directions because it contained a rant or complaints. No, it doesn't. It doesn't have any complaints that weren't constructive. It doesn't have a complaint. It's just simply asking a question. There's no complaint. So it's just a question, which means they consider my question a rant. And we understand people want to share experiences. These are meant for technical questions being answered by the community. All right, the technical question part, I get it. But you're telling me you deleted it because it's a rant or a complaint that wasn't constructive, when I'm just asking, who do I ask for directions around here at the apple.com support forum? That's just mind-boggling. This is, to me, is what I call getting mammed. Ma'am, calm down, ma'am, please. I mean, that's what it feels like, where you're just like, hey guys, does anybody know, who do I ask around here? I've got a little question about how things work. Ma'am, could you please, ma'am, you can get in line to buy another phone or keep your mouth shut. There's no talking allowed in here. This is the Apple library. You're not allowed to answer questions. Nope, we've established that. And now you're not allowed to ask questions, and you're not allowed to ask a question of where you can ask. Just be silent. And so I feel like compelled to make this video because of this, the broader question of, why do we care about this? Because one option is to just say, what a bunch of douchebags, delete. You know, and that would be pretty easy to do, but I'm not doing that. I'm making another video. So what is it that's the compulsion to keep beating this dead horse? And I think it's because this is really important. What we're learning here is that scary stuff is going on, where you can't ask a question called, hey, who do I ask? That's not allowed. That's really scary when you're talking about an enormous corporation where you're not allowed to question them at all. That's really scary, especially because we all use these phones. We all can't imagine life without them. And believe me, we take people's phones for a living, and those people freak out. Nobody can stand to be without a phone. And we really don't have a lot of choice. We really can't vote with our wallets and we'll just don't buy an. You can't, because these guys are the leaders and everybody else is following suit. Oh, that's what you do. Oh, you set up support that's run by a bunch of geriatric geezer users that are all volunteer. That's a great idea. Let's do that. Yeah. And there's a tone. There's sort of a culture that's being established now. And I think it's really important for us to push back against that, to make some noise here, and to say, I don't really like the way these things are going, because it really, really feels like terrible censorship, and it feels really unfair. So let me tell you why it is that this forum, everybody's like, it's just a user forum, who cares? This is why this is important. Let's look for a second and ask, what happens if you just go to Google with the question? Like, let's say you just dropped your phone in water and you want to know, what do you do about that? So if you did that, let's go to a browser, and let's see if I can find a browser. All right, here we go. So I'm at apple.com. Let's just say first that you just went to Google. So here we are at Google, and let's just say something like, oh my God, my iPhone is wet, and I need my pictures of my baby. I need my pictures. What can I do? Something like that. So if you, oh, here we go. iFixit. So we get a lot of these kind of posts like this. iFixit is a fantastic source, which if we went there, we'd probably be okay. But it kind of blends in with iPhone Backup Extractor, iFixit.com. Good, but still. iFixit sounds like iPhone Backup Extractor, sounds like iPad Rehab, sounds like Dr. Phone, Stellar Info. These are really hard to differentiate from one another. And if I did click like Dr. Phone Wondershare, Dr. Phone is some Chinese software. Those guys are maniacs at buying links from people. And they've hit me up like once a week, trying to get links. So they do really, really well on these searches. Anything that you were to search that kind of is water damage in pictures, you're going to get to them. Now, Dr. Phone is just a piece of, crappy software. So if you actually try to use it, it goes nowhere. And I think a lot of people waste a lot of time on things like Dr. Phone. And then that would kind of dump you back here. Like, okay, that didn't work. And it would make you really skeptical of all of these other sources other than iFixit, which you would get some help. These other ones are all really scammy, really spammy, really adsy. And it would make you want to just kind of go back and to just say, Apple and see what the manufacturer, so here we are, iPhone Backup Extractor, Dr. Phone, and iFixit. So you might do something like this. You might say, let's go to apple.com because I trust them. They made the phone. And if I have a problem, I just want to know, what does Apple say? Because that's what helps me ignore the sort of noise of spammy guys with their, crazy, bloggy SEO type articles. So if I landed here, I'm at Apple. All right, so I don't want to buy a new phone yet. Let's just try to get my pictures back. I'm going to pick support. Let's go to Apple support. So now here I am. Here is Apple support. Great. Hey, help me out. Let's see. I need to know how to get pictures from water damaged phone. What are my options? All right, let's see. And now here I'm at Apple. I went to Apple for support, and now I see discussions. This is the forum, Apple Support Community Forum, the discussions forum. So click, now I'm in the forum. Here, click, now I'm in the forum, now I'm in, all of these are discussion questions. Now sometimes there will be a bona fide support article, here, visit communities. But, this is leading me, it's a giant funnel where all roads lead to Kilted Tim. It's like we've elected, or Apple has elected, some crazy man with an obvious personality disorder to be the king of Apple support. Unpaid volunteer, got it. But still, all roads lead to Kilted Tim. It's that's crazy. And I wanted to kind of put that out there, why this user forum matters. Even if you were to find a bona fide support article, so let's change this up maybe and say water damage warranty question. There's probably an article on something like that. Yeah, here we go. So now we can get to a support article and we can read the article, blah, 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 blah. And if that doesn't help us, if we're still like, okay, great, but what about my pictures? Then submit my questions, see all the other questions. And it does say ask other users. So it's clear this is a user-based forum, but it is the funnel for Apple support. This is Apple support. So that's why this is, in my opinion, a really big deal. Because when you get to the support forum, and the support forum is going to delete information, that's when that gets to be a problem. I mean, there's the only people, and let's be clear, the only people that can delete are Apple employees. So the users can't delete. They can flag a post for deletion, but only Apple can delete, only Apple can ban. So this forum is Apple. It is owned by Apple. It's moderated by Apple. And if Apple just said, it's totally user, we're not moderating at all, fight to the death, they could do that, and it would probably be better off than the existing moderation. Fire all the moderators and just say, it is anything goes, fight to the death. See you on the other side. Here's the direction to your Apple store where you can buy a new phone. That would probably be better off, because as it is right now, the apparent Apple support is a team of of geriatric folks that are retired and have plenty of time on their hands that just like automaton robots just kind of parrot you back to, oh, have you read the support article? Have you made a Genius Spore appointment? It's this sort of like hamster wheel. And anytime anybody else posts legitimate information that can help users actually find a solution, that is flagged for deletion. And here's the thing. And then Apple employees, Apple hits the big red button. Only Apple is deleting this stuff. If they didn't delete it and it just stayed there, then all of us could just kind of use our brain. And that's the whole point. You know, we want to be able to use our brain and to be creative and to be individuals and to talk about things and have a discussion. And if you didn't delete this stuff, then what you would see ultimately is, yeah, that guy's kind of a douche. So I'm going to ignore that. But these people sound reasonable. I get they don't like each other, but I can see both sides. Or, you know, I hear what you're saying. I'm going to do this, but I'm going to do that anyway. You know, it would be just like any other type of human conversation. Maybe somebody would be a jerk. Maybe somebody would hurt somebody's feelings. But there would not be censorship of important information. So, this is just driving me crazy. I just can't believe that, I just cannot believe that you write a question that says, hey guys, where am I supposed to ask a question around here? And the answer is, stop your ranting, delete question, get out of my forum. That's your support from Apple. So there you go. Be quiet, toe the line.